so we're going to go to our table of contents and number 11. Number 11. We are going to learn ways to describe triangles. And I am on to page 23, 24, 25. I'm on to 26. Okay. Alright, when you're ready, open to a blank page, Parker. Yeah, you got it. Alright, so your next blank page, we're going to title it Ways to Describe Triangles. So there are two main ways to describe triangles. We can describe them by their angles or their size. So the first one is angle sizes. So when we look at their angle sizes, that's when we say if it's a right triangle, an acute triangle, or an obtuse triangle. So angle sizes would be a right triangle. What's a right triangle? Mitchell.
Triangle with a 90-degree angle.
Very good. An obtuse triangle. What's an obtuse triangle, Allison?
It's a triangle that has an obtuse.
Got it. One obtuse angle. You got it. Or we would say an acute triangle. Madeline.
A triangle with an acute angle in it.
And it's actually an acute triangle. All three angles are less than 90 degrees. Okay? And that's all three have to be less. So that is an acute triangle. Okay. The second way, number 2, side length. Length. And that's where we would say a scalene triangle. What's a scalene? Owen?
All the angles are different.
We're talking about the length.
All the lengths are different.
Right, so the length of each side of my triangle is different on each side. We would also say an isosceles triangle. What's an isosceles triangle? Parker?
An isosceles triangle has, I'm thinking, I forgot.
Okay, Jada?
An isosceles triangle has two sides that are the same.
Two sides the same length. And the way I remember that, I don't know, you might have your own way. Isosceles has two E's in it, so I think two sides the same length. Okay.
Clever.
Well, it actually has three S's. I used to use the S's until somebody pointed out there was a third one. but it definitely has two E's. Alright, or you might call it an equilateral. So, we're going to look at some triangles. In a minute, you're going to actually get a baggie of these cards. These are shaped cards, and one thing I want to point out, on the baggie is a letter. This is letter P, and all of, well, that one's in the wrong one, but all of the cards that go in the P bag have, I know, of course I would pick the letter P, but they have a P on it. Next time I do this, I'll pick a different letter. Alright, so, listen. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take all the triangles, because these are shape cards. You have other shapes in here. You have quadrilaterals and polygons. So all the three-sided shapes you'll take out. That's the first thing. Oh, my goodness, there are H's in here also. Or are these I's? There is something really goofy going on with this bag. Alright, so, for example, let's say I pull out, this is shape 9. Okay? How would you describe, there we go. How would you describe this triangle by its sides and its angles? How would you describe it? Okay, Tucker. So we would say an obtuse triangle, and how would you talk about it when you come to its sides, Jada? Would you say it's a right triangle, an obtuse triangle, or acute? Obtuse. So in your notes, I guess these are for example. So write down, for example. And this shape, all three sides are different lengths. So it's kind of, and it has that obtuse angle. It's kind of like this, right? So, why are we talking while I'm talking? Okay, so if I am describing this triangle, I would say it's a scalene, obtuse triangle. So I'm looking at the length, and I'm looking at the type of angles. Okay, so I'm picking from my list one name from angle sizes and one name from side length. Okay, Sydney?
So it has like two things, so we just put it together.
Yes. Let me go over your directions. Okay, so triangles, two the same, one different. In your set of shape cards, find two triangles that have some attribute in common. What does attribute mean, Parker?
It means like stuff that they share in common, like
Characteristic? Yes. So what do they have in common? You have a list of attributes right here in your notes. These are attributes. So you're going to pick two that have something in common and write the numbers. So, are you guys watching? I am going to pick, let's see. I am going to pick triangle 5 and triangle 8. Can anybody guess my rule? What is the same about these two triangles? Mason.
They both
They both
have
have an acute angle. They both have two acute angles, actually. Okay, Dallin?
they both have a right angle.
Oh, I don't know. Let's test it. Is that a right angle right there?
Yes. And that one.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, what did I say earlier? They like to tilt the triangles to trick you. So make sure you take your piece of paper and you do that test. Okay? Alright, so there's more than one correct answer, isn't there? So you're going to write what's the same. Then you're going to draw just any two other triangles that would fit with these two. So if you write down that they both have one right angle, then here you're going to draw two more triangles that have one right angle. Then you have to draw a triangle that is different. Oh, stop. Eyes up here. Explain how it is different. Do you have to write? Yes. Okay, so you're going to have a triangle and then you're going to have some words, maybe a sentence or two. Okay, and that is page 1 and 2. Okay, so at this point in time, go to Unit 5. I want you to tear out page 1, put your name at the top, and I will get you cards.